Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Christian. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, good evening, good day. Whenever you are seeing this, wherever you are, I hope you are good. So first of all, thank you guys so much. Everybody that gave me feedback under my last video of the December downloads. If you haven't checked it out, make sure you go ahead and get into it. It was really good. It was my first time doing a reading for you guys without using any cards. And I felt good about it, but of course it always seals the deal to get, the seal of approval from you guys to let me know that you enjoyed the messages and that you were, really, just feeling the vibes. So of course I'm going to be doing another reading for you guys of downloads. So this is going to be a love forecast for 2024. We're going to be talking about family, romantic relationships, and also friendships as well. I have a few things that came to me when I was, working on these downloads. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. I'm super excited to get into it. And I'm just super excited to continue to grow with you guys. I'm going to be honest. I'm not really sure if I'm going to be using cards in the future. That might be, heartbreaking to those of you who really enjoy the cards. But I really prefer relaying messages to you guys via downloads. If you guys love the cards and really don't want them to go, then I might do, pick a card a month maybe, but I really prefer doing the downloads. And if you guys are enjoying them and it is giving you what you need, then I hope that we can continue with this. And this has been my goal. I've always said that eventually I wanted to put the tarot cards down, and I probably maybe eventually will do a video on, I guess, my journey or my process out of using tarot cards. I don't really know if it's much of a process. I think that, well, I guess I could do a video about it. I guess there are a few things that I could mention about it. But, I think that just the way that I stepped into tarot, trusting my intuition, leaning on my intuition, relying on my discernment, managing my anxiety, my stress levels, my doubt, my fear, the fear of being wrong, the fear of, is this my intuition or something else? I had to work through all of that. I've been reading tarot for 4 years. It'll be next year in the spring. So, I definitely accredit my ability to be able to, do these downloads and tap in with you guys and trust my intuition the way that I do to tarot. So I love tarot. I always love tarot and give tarot its props. And I literally have a self-led tarot course if you guys want to learn tarot my way, which I definitely recommend because, like I said, I stepped into tarot not really knowing what I was doing and really just relying on my intuition and symbolism. And I think that has allowed me to develop my gifts, as you guys have seen. If you guys have been watching from the beginning, then you've seen my gifts develop to this point. So I would definitely recommend getting into the self-led tarot course. Okay, shameless plug, but not really because y'all are watching my video, honey. So it's all a plug, really. But definitely make sure you guys check out the self-led tarot course. I'm going to have the link down below if you guys want to check into it. It's 5 videos, around 3 hours, about 3 hours of footage. And you also get a comprehensive tarot guide with symbolism stuff, a 21-day tarot challenge, and all kind of information to basically help you along your tarot journey. I've done a few different tarot classes, but I really wanted to connect with you guys and give you an opportunity to learn from me the way that I learn intuitive work, releasing work, meditation, all of that. I wanted to give you literally breath work, crystals, candle work. We literally talk about everything in the course, all things intuitive. And for me, the goal is for you to not need the cards. For me, the goal is for you to trust your intuition and rely on your intuition. It's always an intuitive approach to tarot with anything that I'm doing. So if you admire the journey and you're a reader yourself, or you want to be a reader, or you want to just nurture your intuition, then get into the course, girl, because it is given what needs to be gave, okay? So yeah, I'm going to have the link down below so you guys can check into that. And whenever you complete the course, you can shoot me an email and I will create a certificate of completion for you. But I appreciate you guys. I appreciate all of the feedback and all the support that you guys always give me. And I hope that we can continue, this train moving on forward. But let's go ahead and get into the reading, guys. So first, we're going to talk about family. All right. So a few things that we have for family. The first thing is distance. So whenever distance came to me, I literally was picturing in my head something very far off in a distance, something, kind of being at arm's reach where you can reach out and it seems closer, but it's still very, very far. So I feel like a lot of us in family, you know, we're going to have to accept that the outcome that we want is not realistic. You know, some people really need to go to therapy. Some people really need to go back to church. Some people really need to find a life coach or a mentor or go back to school. You know, no matter what we want in life, there are steps that we have to take to become that person. Whether you want to be a doctor, whether you're depressed because you don't have the success in your small business, whether you're depressed because you really want to get married or you really want a home, no matter what you want, you know, whatever is causing you to be toxic, and not you necessarily, but the people in your family, you know, like the reason that you want to heal certain familial relationships, the issues that you're dealing with in family. The people that are dealing with these issues aren't dealing with them just because they want to be nasty. They want to emotionally abuse you. They want to trigger you. You know, they want to be avoidant. You know, that is a defense mechanism because of something laying beneath the surface. So we have to accept next year is going to be a year of acceptance in your family. You know, you're going to have to accept who isn't going to do the work, or just accepting that the work isn't for you to do. All you can do is your work. You can't make anybody else get themselves together, heal, recognize what they need to heal, whatever. You just can't. You know, everybody is going to be led on their own journey in their own way. And I do believe that everyone is healing in their own way. Even if we can't see it or feel it or resonate with it, I do believe that God talks to all of us. I do believe that God steers all of us. You know, even if we are steered into a wall over and over and over again because we hard-headed and we don't listen, you know, who knows? But I think it's going to be big for some of us to accept that what we want, we may not ever get. Because even if you're willing to do the work and meet that person halfway, they have to be willing to do the work. And it can't be, I want to do the work because I want to be a better blank. It has to be, I want to do the work because I want to heal myself. Because what happens when you don't have to, you know, be around your family member or your sibling? Are they going to go back to those same habits? You know, are they just trying to keep it cute for you, or are they really changing and evolving? You know, so I think this is going to be a year to really let go of the obligation, the feeling of responsibility, you know, just let go of feeling like you have to be the one to, you know, see that everyone becomes this and see that you have the family of your dreams, or go back to a time, you know, maybe when your grandmother was still around, or maybe when the, you know, whatever, when everything was still together. You know, sometimes family changes over time and we're chasing something that once was. But, you know, next year is going to be a year of acceptance. It's going to be a year of understanding I may not ever get exactly what I want. You know, the things that I desire in family may not be attainable, and that's okay. You know, how can I accept and deal with what I have? How can I cope and make what I have enough? Whether that means only being around on holidays, whether that means, you know, keeping it short, whether that means, you know, trying to encourage us to maybe have, you know, a sit down once a month, or, you know, like a vent session once a month, or maybe starting a family group chat where we can all keep in touch. You know, there's certain things that you can do. Also, going no contact could be an option. You know, you might decide that it's best for you to, you know, completely stay away, and that's fine. But it's about accepting whatever decision you have to make. So that's going to be the first thing in family. Accept whatever decision you have to make next year. Closing the gap as well. Closing the gap. Bridging the gap from what you want and what you currently have. You know, if there are certain things that you're looking for in family that family can't provide for you, you have to look for it in community, in yourself, in God. You know, you don't want to leave any voids in your life, and you don't want to leave yourself feeling like there's something missing. You know, you don't want to go throughout life never really being able to fully trust or fully commit or fully get locked in with any one person, because you're always thinking they're going to leave. It's not going to work out. Something's going to happen. You want to be in a space where you can love freely, where you can move freely. And I think that you are absolutely stepping into that. But we have to close that gap and make it make sense. So like I said, whether you have to go no contact, have some conversations, stop running from the family stuff. It's going to be tricky. It's going to be a problem. It's going to be an issue. Everybody has family stuff. Nobody's family is perfect. And if you have a great family dynamic, then God bless you. And I hope it stays like that. You are lucky. And I hope that you are grateful for your family dynamic every day, because a lot of people don't have a great family dynamic. A lot of people don't. A lot of people's family dynamic is going to change in a year when, you know, the grandmother dies and the grandmother has been keeping everybody together. Not saying that's a message that came through or nothing, but, you know, there are tragedies that we experience in family that changes everything. You might have a great family dynamic here, and then someone might, you know, lose their home, and they might get displaced, and, you know, or you don't know what can happen. You know, you don't know what can happen in a family, and you don't want to ever be in a space where your mental health, your well-being, your hope, your faith, your belief, your light, who you are is totally dependent on family being in a certain space. You want to give the people in your life the space and freedom to kind of be who they are and figure out life as they need to on their own time. And you want to make sure that you're doing the same thing for yourself as well, because you have to grow, you have to see certain things, you have to learn, you're growing and changing as well. Nobody is perfect. So we have to do what we can to close that gap and make it make sense. Whether that means you need to get some therapy, you need to do some releasing, you need to do some journaling and let go of that stuff. An easy releasing ritual that you can do if you need one, you can write a letter to someone and burn it. Easiest way, write a letter to someone, express what you're releasing, why you're releasing it. If you want them to step into healing or whatever, you can put that in the letter as well. Say everything you would ever want to say to them. Cry about it, scream about it, give yourself time to express fully what you're experiencing, and then read it over a couple of times. I always recommend reading over what you've written so you can kind of absorb what you're writing and so you can kind of understand what's on that paper. And I think, it's scientifically proven that you remember 80% of the things that you write down. When you write something down and you're reading it back to yourself, it starts to unlock certain pathways in your brain. It starts to connect certain dots. It starts to make things make sense. The downloads, everything coming together, the clarity, the understanding, the synchronicities all aligning. That's what we're stepping into. Being able to close that gap so it makes sense to us why this person is this way, why our relationship is this way, versus being emotionally affected by it and, kind of running from it forever, So yeah. Lastly, for family, guys, we have uncomfortable conversations. So this can go in a few ways. Again, this could be the releasing stuff. I don't know if you guys can hear them, but they're vacuuming outside my door. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but sorry if you can. But uncomfortable conversations. So this could be, again, the releasing work that we're going to be doing. It could also be people having uncomfortable conversations and you're just witnessing it. It could be someone confronting someone in the family and then they vent to you about, hey, I just confronted X, Y, and Z. There's going to be some secrets revealed in family next year. Some things are going to be coming out. Some people are going to be bringing some stuff to the surface and mentioning, hey, this person did this is a problem, this bothers me, I don't think this is right, and it's going to be on you to either step to the plate, maybe have a spot in the conversation, or just sit back and observe. But either way, don't let that moment pass without you taking some time for yourself, meditating, praying, journaling, self-love, self-care. There's going to be some things kind of being shook up in family next year, and there's going to be some things that we're going to have to say that we haven't been wanting to say. There's going to be some things that we have to reconcile with and realize that we haven't been wanting to realize or accept, but I think it's going to set us up for a different environment. Now, I do feel like we're going to be stepping into some different spaces in relationships, like friendship wise. And I do think that if you've been really wanting community, 2024 is definitely going to be your year for new friendships. I really, really feel that. But I do think that the work that you're going to be doing in family is going to be preparing you to step into those friendships. To meet new people, you can't be dealing with trust issues. You can't think everybody's out to get you. You have to be willing to be open. You have to be willing to have uncomfortable conversations. Let someone know when they're not taking care of you. Express to someone what you're even looking for in friendship. You're going to have to be comfortable letting somebody know, hey, you hurt my feelings. Can we talk about it? You can't just want friendship and think you're going to step into it. Friendship is a relationship. It takes work. So a lot of the hard work that you're going to be doing in family is going to be freeing you, helping you heal some deep wounds, because let's be real, your deepest trust issues are coming from not being able to trust your daddy, or not being able to trust your mama, or seeing your dad cheat on your mom, or seeing your parents lie to each other. Your issues with communication are coming from not being able to communicate with your parents. Most issues that we have in relationships are stemming from family issues. So a lot of the things coming to the surface in family are going to kind of be the cornerstone or the foundation of you doing the necessary work in friendship later down the line next year as well. So make sure you show up. If you really want to have great relationships, friendship wise, if you want to step into some good friendships, then this is going to be the time to not ignore what's popping up for you in family. It's happening so you can deal with it. The more energy, like I always say, think of your brain as like a pie. You have 100% of the pie. The more parts of you that you shell out for doubt, for fear, for, trying to avoid something for the rest of your life, the less energy you have for freedom, for love, for happiness, for joy, for peace, for new connections. So the less you are tied to these triggers, this problem, these issues, these bad relationships, these people that don't serve you, the hope of what could be, the less you're tied to that, the more open you'll be to new connections and new relationships. And of course, that is what we want. So that is what we have for you guys in family. Let me know how you feel about those things showing up for you in family next year. Next, let's get into romance. Now, I have a lot for romance, honey. Romance kind of gave me a little bit of a run for my money. I have two groups that I split it into. I have an engagement group and a breakup group. So some people are going to be breaking up in your relationship. You know if you're going to have to leave your partner next year. You know if you've already given them too many chances, and if next year is going to be it, then you need to be listening to the breakup segment. Some of you guys are going to be getting engaged. You're going to be getting married. You're going to be stepping up into a new level, maybe even meeting someone in the beginning of a relationship next year as well. But there's still work to be done on both sides. So let's go ahead and talk about the engagement first. The folks that are going to be getting engaged. And this is really contrary to belief, because actually the people that are going to be getting engaged are going to be going through all of the hardships. The people that are going to be breaking up are going to be living La Vida Loca, feeling free and fabulous. So let's get into this. For the engagement, the three things I have are miscommunication, loyalty, and challenges. So I feel if you have a love that you think is forever, if you have a love that you know is forever, if you are with your person, then you're going to know for sure after 2024, or you're going to be spending the next few months making sure, is this really who you want? If you're thinking about stepping into the next step, if you guys are ready for the next level, you're going to be able to kind of really see how you do in challenges. You know, I'm married, and I always tell people, because everyone desires to be married and desires to be in a relationship. And I always tell people, you know, relationships are work, marriage is work. You know, working with someone, being a partner, you know, connecting with someone, communicating with someone, compromising with someone, it's all work. You know, because before you met this person, you had things that you wanted to do. You had your plans, your desires, your dreams, and now none of those things really come first. It's all about the union. It's all about the connection. And if you have dreams of marriage, or, you know, being a long-term partner with whoever, you're going to have to really focus on the connection. The connection between the two of you is the most important thing. It's almost like when you get into a relationship, there's a third person now, the both of you together. So just like when people say it's not about, you know, you versus your partner, it's you both versus the problem. That's basically how a healthy relationship is going to look. You guys are always going to be on each other's side, always. It's going to be about how you can solve the issue that's trying to come between you guys. So you have to be humble. You have to be willing to compromise. You have to be willing to, you know, show up and do the work and, you know, sacrifice for a healthy relationship. And it's going to be worth it. It's going to be healthy. It's going to make sense when the person on the other end is willing to do it as well. When you're both willing to give, when you're both willing to sacrifice, when you're both willing to show up for each other, that's where you have a healthy relationship. You know, no one should ever feel like they're bearing the brunt or they're bearing the burden of trying to keep a relationship together. So this time moving forward, it's going to be about, again, loyalty. It's going to be about challenges. It's going to be about, you know, what is most important to you? What is most valuable to you? Because, you know, realistically speaking, you don't have to be with anybody. You don't have to be married. You don't have to be in a relationship. You can be by yourself for the rest of your life, or you can, you know, never really be in a committed relationship with people. You know, a lot of us, I feel, are very, very self-focused. And, you know, unfortunately, we want these fairy tale endings and, you know, these happily ever afters. But, you know, we have to really understand what comes with that. And unfortunately, you know, the podcast era has been letting the piss in the swimming pool, in the dating pool. You know what I'm saying? And y'all have been seeing it firsthand. So, you know, I mean, next year is really going to be an opportunity to see if you're ready to do the work. And if you have to take a little bit of time to get yourself together, if your partner needs to take time to get themselves together, or if you guys are able to learn through these situations and move forward and, you know, do the damn thing, then this is going to be the time for you to really show each other what you're working with. Seriously. Now, for some of you guys, I think this is going to be a breeze. For some of you, I felt like it was going to be, you know, having a miscommunication, going through the steps and kind of feeling like, okay, I know we can do this for real. Like, for some of you, you're going to be facing a challenge next year, and it's going to be really solidifying the commitment and solidifying that you guys really have each other's backs and solidifying that this really is who you need them to be. You know, so if you are ready to elevate in love, you know, don't have too much doubt, don't have too much fear, you know, don't worry too much about how do I know? You're going to know. You're going to be put in a situation so you know for sure. And it's going to strengthen you guys. It's going to give you what you need, and you will be stronger for it. Also, let's get into breaking up. Also, guys, when I was doing the engagement one, the letter S kept coming to me. So I don't know if some of you guys have a partner with the letter name S or whatever, what have you. I don't know what that's about. Also, for breaking up, the letter M was coming to me. So maybe some of you guys have an M, you know, in the picture. Again, I don't know what this is about, honey. I'm just telling you. So we have freedom, alignment, and courage. Freedom, alignment, and courage. So some of us are getting out of a relationship. Some of you guys are moving forward. So freedom, this was giving me the energy of the December downloads, when I brought up freedom. I feel like this is definitely a space to move forward, definitely a space to advance, definitely a space to kind of release some shackles. If you've been feeling tied down, we also have courage. So for some of you, it's going to be hard to release this relationship. For some of you, you've been in it for too long and you've been really trying to free yourself from it and remove yourself from it. And it's going to take a lot of courage for you to walk away. We also have alignment. So I feel like next year for some of you, everything is going to be falling in place in your life, and the relationship is going to be like a sore thumb. It's going to be sticking out like a sore thumb. You're going to have the new job, the new place. Your body is going to be looking right. You're going to be in the best shape ever. You're going to be feeling fine. You're going to be looking fine. You're going to be hanging out more with your friends, getting out the house, having a good time, elevating, growing in all aspects. And then you're going to have this boogie-doo boyfriends or this subpar Sally wasting your time. And I said boogie doo because it's going to be poop quality. And you're not going to realize that it's doo-doo on diamonds until you actually paid attention. When you're in a space where you have a bunch of crazy stuff going on in your life, you're really just happy to have a partner. You're really just happy to have somebody that you could call at the end of the day and let them know this is what you're dealing with. When everything in your life is fabulous, your standards raised for that partner. You're not as desperate, okay? You're not as desperate to have somebody to lean on because you don't really need nobody to lean on. You're comfortable, and anybody that's pouring into your life is just extra. So for some of you, you're going to have to be recognizing all that. Maybe you just recognize it just now when I just said it. But for some of you, you're going to have to come to grips with how you trauma bond. We trauma bond in different ways. It's not always about you got trauma and I have trauma. Sometimes it's I'm traumatized right now and you're a distraction. So that's why you're in my life, because you're distracting me from everything else that I'm dealing with, versus me kind of raw dogging life with no partner, no sex, nobody to call, no dates. That's hard. No romance, no intimacy. That's hard for people to do. And I understand that. But that's why we have this energy of courage. That's why we have alignment. And that's why we have freedom, because there is a freedom in being able to take care of yourself, for yourself, by yourself, on your own, without needing the crutch of somebody that really isn't supposed to be in your life anyway. Okay. Now that was a drag for breaking up. But I do think it's going to be great. And I think you guys are definitely going to be dragging yourself. I think this is going to be one of those situations where after the fact, you just look back in hindsight and you're like, I can't believe I did this. I can't believe I settled for this. I can't believe I thought this was okay. Like, you're really going to be able to get that 2020 vision and see all of the little things. It's really going to be making sense to you next year. And I think this is going to be great. I think this is going to be setting you up for some new connections, setting you up to really get what you want in love. And again, like I talked about earlier, if your relationship is really strong, you might be stepping into a space where you're going to be tested or prepared for that next level. So yeah, guys, that is what we have in romance. Let's go ahead and wrap up with friendship. So the things that came to me for friendship, I have free-flowing, I have effortless, and I also have camaraderie. So I looked at the word camaraderie, and the definition says mutual trust that is developed over time because you spend a lot of time with someone. Now, obviously, I just paraphrase that definition, but that's what camaraderie is. You have a mutual trust and respect for someone because you spend a lot of time with them. So let's start with the camaraderie. Whenever this came up for me, I also heard the message of you have to spend time. A lot of you guys are like, I want friends, but I don't know how to trust. I want friends, but I don't know how to be myself. I don't know how to communicate. You have to give yourself time to do that. You have to build trust. You have to build respect. You have to build a comfort around people. There's nothing wrong with being anxious or having social anxiety. Like, a lot of people do. You think people with social anxiety don't have friends? You think nobody with social anxiety has friends? People was like, there's nothing wrong with being, iffy about people or not really trusting people or needing to feel extra safe to open up. There's nothing wrong with that. But give yourself time. Don't just write it off completely. Some of you guys have just written off connecting with people as a whole. Don't do that. Give yourself the opportunity to make connections because you need connections and connections are available for you. So give yourself the opportunity. Give yourself the time. Give people time. And if you recognize down the line that somebody isn't for you, let them go and move on. But give people time. Give it time. Also, free-flowing and effortless. Be open to people coming in and out of your life. Every friend is not going to be forever. Friendships are going to be the most, door in, door out kind of situations. I kind of think revolving door, more specifically, I kind of think relationships can kind of be like this too, more so when you're younger. I think as you grow, you meet friends more rapidly than you do relationships. When you're growing up, I think that, your middle school friends, your high school friends, your college friends, you kind of keep the same group for a while. And then maybe when you get older, you're meeting different people here and there, but your relationships kind of get longer and longer romantically. So I think, you have to be open to connecting with someone, learning from them, having a cool year with them, 6 months with them, a cool night out with them, and then separating and not feeling a way about it. A lot of times we connect with friends and we automatically feel like this is my ace boon coon, this is my best friend, this person is my ride or die. I really think you should only have one best friend. I really think now as a grown adult, you really only have one best friend, one soulmate, one ace boon coon friend, where you have the same brain, same energy, same spirit, same path, same everything, same challenges, same ups, same downs. I really feel like that type of connection is really a once in a lifetime connection. And if you haven't connected with that person yet, then it's okay, you will. And if you've connected with that person and you feel like you've lost touch, if someone's supposed to come back in your life, they will. But don't feel like everyone you connect with is going to be your best friend, the end all be all, the soulmate, because that's not the case. A lot of people that you connect with, especially friendship wise, they might just need to drop a gem on you, drop a conversation on you, lead you to somebody else. You don't know what they're there for. So you want to always keep the focus on what you really want these friends to bring into your life. If you want, you could write down some intentions for friendships that you want to step into next year. You can literally write a list of the type of things that you want in a friend, what you're looking for in a friendship. And then you want to ask yourself what you need to do as a friend to support that type of person, what you need to bring to the table as a friend to support that type of energy. And you'll basically write those things down and make sure in friendship you adhere to those things next year. And I guarantee you, if you change how you connect with people, if you allow people to show you who they really are and let it go versus trying to control the situation and prove that this person, is going to do you right and that you're going to get what you need from this person, like, please, some of us are not free flowing enough. You don't want to let somebody out of your life, even if they're showing you that they don't deserve you. You want to keep them around. Like, a free flowing energy says, whatever is right for me today is right for me today. I'm not thinking about what if I cut this person off and then, they need me in 2 weeks. I'm worried about that this person just violated me, disrespected me, took me for granted, didn't allow me to have a conversation with them, and they're going to do it again because they've already done it 2 times before. And I've told them how I felt about it and they don't care. I'm worried about that. I'm not worried about what they are going to need down the line. If someone is showing you that you're outgrowing them, if you know that you are changing inside and out and they don't really believe that you've changed, you have to ask yourself, is this someone that I need in my life today? Do I need them in my life today? It says something that I need. And if you don't, then let them go today. And it doesn't mean that you have to cut them off right now, but give yourself 24 hours to take some time away from someone. 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours, whatever you need to do. Give yourself time away from someone and see how you feel. See how you feel. Are you more at peace? Do you feel more calm? Do you feel more sure of yourself? Sometimes we feel more confident when we're not around certain people. Sometimes we trust our intuition when we're not around certain people. So if you ever feel an off feeling about somebody, give yourself time away from them to really see what's good and what isn't. Because when you finally separate yourself from that person, you feel that peace. But you didn't need to wait 6 years to get that peace. You could have got that peace the first time they played with you if you would have gave yourself space from them. So give yourself space. Give yourself freedom to let your discernment and let your intuition guide you in relationships as a whole, but especially in friendship. I think a lot of us have been wanting connection since 2020, and I think next year is really going to be a great year for that, and I'm super excited about it. So yeah, guys, that is what I have for y'all for the love and relationship forecast for 2024. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know how you feel about it. As always, if you want to book a session with me, you can check the link down below. Releasing sessions, private sessions, get your tarot course, whatever you want to do, tap in, mentorships as well. Get into it down below. Shop the apothecary, listen to the podcast, look into the book club. Literally all the links are in the description box. And again, let me know how you guys feel about this reading. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it blessed you and gave you some things to think about. But yes, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys. Bless.